So just want to say thank you for doing this. Obviously, I know you're really busy at the moment. Yeah, I really appreciate
My
it.
pleasure.
How are you and how's training going?
Hanging in there. Hanging in there. I was 6 years out, and I'm like Benjamin Button. I've got one hair on my chest. I'm reversing the age process. It's not age, it's ability, and I've got the ability, and I'm making a comeback, and I want to go on to bigger honors. And yeah, I want to be the voice for the voiceless, and I'm going to motivate people to show that follow your dreams, anything's possible in life.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So as I've mentioned, I'm trying to find out, doing my final projects at university, trying to
Sure.
find out how boxing can benefit young people.
Some people aren't good at English, maths, and science. Doesn't mean they're stupid, right? I was in bottom group. I'm just reflecting on myself. I'm not talking about myself, but it's a good reflection to understand the kids. And then what's happened is that the kids have got nowhere to go. Like, I'm a genius at running my business. I've always said you don't build your business, you build people. People build your business, and I'm good with people. I know on a business course, but I failed English, maths, and science. So there was no, in America do academies and stuff like that. But for youngsters, there's nowhere to go. Like if you're good at sport, I would just said, oh, make sure you carry on with sport, and that's it. There was no guidance. I found boxing, luckily, but I was good at running and judo and blah blah blah. But we used to have youth centres. We used to have amateur boxing gyms. Not that I went at that age, but they were there. Youth centres would be music, arts, chess, all stuff that's creative in a different kind of your brain, which is a form of intelligence, which can be a different intelligence to academically. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, I completely understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and this is what's happening. So, what's happening? I've seen I'm trying to get kids off the streets right now. I need this government support. So, what's happening is the youth centres are getting shut down, right? The amateur boxing. I'm not saying it's all about boxing, but boxing is very, very powerful for kids. They're getting shut down, and the kids are roaming the streets. And for experience, I've seen good kids, that have gone down that path. And when you're 15, 16, you get someone older than you and say, if I give you that £10, and I'm just gonna be, there's no holds barred on this. I'm gonna say, you give that guy a gram of cocaine for £50, you get £10. All right, they're called runners. So the kids all feeling hard. They've got someone grooming them. They do 5 drop-offs a day. That's 50 quid for a day for a 15, 16-year-old. That's a lot of money, right? All of a sudden, you feel like you have to take a knife to defend yourself. All of a sudden, you're in gangs, knife crime. It's that simple. It doesn't take a genius to work out what's happening. The government's responsibility to put money towards the youth centres and in gyms like myself that are struggling, that need support. Not that I make money, it's just that I can break even. Do you know what I mean? Like funding. Yeah. If the government are funding the boxing gyms and the youth centres, the kids are end up on the streets. Anthony Joshua, for instance, went into a boxing gym, won Olympic gold medalist, world champion. That's all you need. That's all it takes. And it doesn't have to be just, you can use boxing as you want. Like I've had kids that you can take on the pads and that, and the love for the sport and the anger. You're young, you got that, can have that attitude. And when you come through that door, it doesn't matter whether you're black, gay, orange, pink, brown. We all train hard the same, and there's no favoritism in anything. We're all the same, and there's a place where they can make friends. They can, if they've got a lacking of parental figure, I say mum or father. Okay, I love, for instance, Vincent van Gogh, and I've always said, worthy of Vincent's demise, it takes someone like me to keep his memory alive. In other words, this is his church, where I bring all the people together. This is his art room. Him and Paul Gauguin had a room, and they brought all our artists together, and this is a family of artists, a place, martial arts. I like that one. So yeah, and when your temperature rises, lower your hands. When your hands rise, lower your temperature. So it learns confidence. It learns strategies. A lot of people think boxing is just brutal. Yeah, it can be, but it's a very high level intelligent sport, setting traps. There's no difference between chess and boxing, no difference whatsoever. Sacrifice, hard work, mental strength, physical strength. There's so many things that relate to boxing and chess.
Yeah, so a lot of people do think it's just all the physical side, like you say, just a brutal
Yeah,
sport. But
yeah.
what do you think the highest benefits, mentally, especially for young people, as for boxing?
Well, this is perfect that you say this, because for someone that's got bipolar too, you have to be careful as well. Obviously, the sport is brilliant because if it gets you fit and at least releases a natural chemical endorphin like any other running or cycling. For me, swimming and boxing is high level, but when there's a high, there's a low. So you have to be very, very careful. I'm not going to just talk about kids. I'm just going off track a little bit, because I don't say kids, it's everybody. You know, regarding mental health and what you've just touched on. For me, I train too hard and then I go into a manic episode. Have you heard of mania?
Yeah.
Right. So manic episode can be dangerous too. I once spent bloody 15 grand in on trainers and crap in LA. I just jumped on the thing to LA. But you're very creative and intelligent, right? In that moment with poetry. And so I know I'm going off a little bit off chat, but so it is important, exercise and training, obviously for anxiety and depression, but certain families, there's borderline personality disorder, there's obviously bipolar 1, bipolar 2, which is more the dangerous one, as you would say. So obviously if you go too high, what happens? There's a massive low. So you've got to be very, very careful of that as well. And you don't really reach that until you get a little bit older. Kids, it's great to release, and when you can fight, you don't. You see, when you've got these weapons, you stop on the streets if there's any problem. I hate people that street fight. I've walked away from loads of someone recently, a group of lads. I just caught someone's eye. What are you looking at, mate? I'm thinking, oh, here we go. Obviously I've got the skills. Nothing, mate. Oh, you remind me of my cousin. Drop the mic. That was it. Like, I don't need to fight. When I couldn't fight, I've got an ego, something to prove. I want to prove my manlyhood, and I feel like I have to fight. That's the difference, because you can fight, you don't. And this is what the kids, and you have your definiteness of purpose as well. So what I do, get the kids, I get them have dream boards, vision boards, because what the mind can conceive and believe, the mind will achieve. Manifestation. They don't teach you this at school. You need to manifest thoughts of things, right? So, I'm a great believer of that. Whatever has been on my dream and vision wall, I've only got 2 things left. I need another wall, but this is the things that the kids I put into their daily life. But the gyms, the youth centres need the funding from the government. I'll quickly tell you why. My trainer wants 60 quid an hour, central London. 10 kids turn up. Underprivileged, let's say, normally is, with boxing. We'll say underprivileged, it wouldn't be fair to say, but it's normally, that level. I'm trying to be careful with my words, but I want to be careful, because I don't want people to jump all over it and go, he said it under. I don't mean that. I mean, you know what I meant. You know what I mean. So, which they might not have the money. If they can only afford 4 quid, 5 quid, and then what happens is, so I said 10 kids turn up. I wasn't good at maths, but I'm not stupid. That's 40 quid. I'm 25 quid down. It's not my responsibility. I can do all I want. If you look here, you see on the wall all the charity work we've done for the kids, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of pounds we've done, knocking out addiction, kids, we've done everything. But I haven't had an income in 2 years because of the pandemic. I need support too. Do you know what I mean? And I shouldn't have to say it. Like, I feel like I have to. It's not down to me, but I've got a heart, because I was one of them kids.
I was going to get onto that. Sort of, obviously, a lot of gyms have
Sorry for going on.
Oh, no, don't worry. That's obviously, I can tell you're really passionate about it, and that's exactly why.
Tell me to shut up if you need to.
No, but I just wanted to say, a lot of gyms have struggled with the pandemic, and they're still struggling.
Struggle? No, they're down. They're closed. Like 60% of gyms in London have been closed because of the pandemic. So the kids are on the streets.
Yeah, I was going to say, how does that have a knock-on effect to the kids? Does that just put them
That,
back on the streets?
it's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
What the kids that I don't care for computers. I struggle to get on this with you. I don't, excuse my language. I get someone else to do it. I'm good. I'm amazing at running a business, but like I said, kids don't want, educate. Formal education is important. Self-education is imperative.
Yeah.
Imperative. It's great to get A levels and GCSEs and degrees like yourself, but self-education about money. We're not talked about money. Don't work for money, make money work for you. Passive income. Kids. A lot of kids don't give a. I don't swear. Don't care about. The history.
Yeah.
Anne Boleyn, King George.
Yeah,
Which
they're
I'm
more
related to,
creative,
right?
yeah.
But Prince Harry, and they're not really. It doesn't. They don't care for that. They want the sport. They want something to. You want to grab their bloody souls. You want to grab their hearts. And you should see when I train the kids, the passion. I said to you, the love. I did an autism class. Kids with autism and ADHD. They were smart. One of them remembered a place from YouTube with a YouTuber that was filmed 2 years ago, and I forgot. And someone said, "I've been here before." One of the kids. I went, "You haven't?" He went, "I have." He remembered a picture on my wall from 2 years ago. I can't even remember bloody yesterday. So they're just smartness, and they're so loving and caring. But I'm proud to say that I put the autism class on for free, for the goodness of my heart, and I cried my eyes out. Because I could relate to them. I could be, because I never had a child, and I could be that kid again. And they're just adding it to the school curriculum, and we're hoping to add it to the boxing, to the national curriculum.
Brilliant.
The parents and the teachers loved. I'm going to get emotional. They loved what I did.
That's amazing. Well done.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Little old me from Devon, a little carrot cruncher.
It's brilliant. And just how has your gym been affected then by by the pandemic?
I don't know how I'm here. I don't. So as I said to you, there's a Greek word for passion, which means to suffer. If you're passionate, you're going to suffer. I don't know how I'm still here. We had our grant money stolen by our landlord. The landlords were getting the government grant money, and the landlords were being greedy and taking the lot. Never been late with my rent. We had a good relationship. We were mandatory closed. They were mandatory open because they were I forget the name of the stores. Are not essential stores. Help, like cost cutters where you go for your essentials. And we didn't get no government support. I honestly, do you know how I'm still here?
How?
Because if I lost this, I'd lose myself. And boxing's easy. Life's hard, my man. Like I have. If this was given to me, I'd have probably walked away. For 2 minutes, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I dug deep, and somehow we're coming out the other end. We were 2 days from losing it, and if you would kindly put like a just giving pay link. What I don't like to ask, we're being self-reliant from such an early age. I don't want to ask. I'd rather like get people in the gym and they get a session. If people want to donate to the page to support us, because then we can continue to do all our charity work. Like I said, all the we won the health and wellbeing awards 2 years on the trot, 23 and 24, for what we did for the community. And the homeless runs, we've got hats and gloves, because I've been homeless and I've suffered. I don't want other people to go what I've been through, because I believe 90% of people want to come back from what I have, but I rose for like a phoenix from the ashes. And I will say before I stop going on that I'm glad I went through it. It's my biggest achievement to date, because I come back with more empathy and more resilience. Empathy, resilience, and mania is creativity and intelligence. The Greek gods thinks bipolar is a gift, and that's why they're good traits to have, aren't they?
Yes, yeah. And you've got an event coming up. Is it on the 26th of this month?
That's the 26th. Yeah, I'm boxing on it myself, and one of my fighters, Kamal Ali, he's a very good boxer, and he's going to get a pro license as well. So shout out to Kamal Ali. He's been training in the gym, very good trainer, and he's been training me for my fight. And then we're hoping both to, I've been out, like I said, 6 years for mental health issues, 2 years of no income, trying to save my business. But I'm 45. Nothing to me. Everyone's going, you're too old.
Yeah.
I'm beating up 20-year-olds. You don't tell me how old I am. You know what? People are dream killers. You worry about yourself. You know, people speak their own dreams. People speak their own words. When they say you can't do it, they can't do it.
Yeah.
Right? That's the truth of it. So I'm going to come back, get my pro license back, English, British, world. And the guy said to me, if you're going to go for a world title, you need heart, will, and desire. I said, I've got skill and talent. And they say hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. But if you've got both, sorry for my language a bit, but yeah, that's my story anyway.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
God willing, you know.
Sounds good. And then there's just a few more. I just want to say, obviously, we touched on the mental and physical side. What about the social side of the gym for young people? Obviously, there's kids who might be shy and stuff like that.
So, I'm. Have you heard the word perspicacious?
I haven't, no.
So it's. I don't mean to, because it's a lovely word. It means to work someone out, judge someone quickly and correctly, and I'm a genius at it. So when I see like a little bit of movement, you have to be as a boxer. You have to be as a chess player, you know, a poker player. You have to look at people's eyes and movements, and you know, you can feel the kids. You know, you can like attention goes where energy flows. You can feel people introduce themselves with their energy. Same with kids. I want to bring you become the victim or the victor on the street, and I say street because you know, it can be a dangerous place. I'm more safer in a boxing gym, the irony, getting punched in the face than walking around the streets of London. But where was I? But yeah, what I'm trying to say with the kids, they come in boys and go out men, you know, with that confidence and that, you know, if you're smiling and you're confident and you're, you know, what boxing gives you, or you can be the victim where you're crouched over and you're, you know, you look a victim, you know, thieves or people trying to do you wrong, go for victims, not victors, you know, and it brings the confidence out of a kid. It brings the love out of a kid. Some of these kids, you don't grow up and want to go, I want to kill someone. I want to get into knife crime. I want to get into drugs. You don't. It's society. It's nature. It's grooming. But if the kids get into the gym, I don't just say boxing gyms, but youth centers and boxing gyms, life changing. Not it saves lives. It doesn't change lives, it saves lives. I'm living proof of that because someone brought me to the boxing gym. I was drinking, taking prescription drugs and mental health issues. I didn't want to be alive, depression, and someone brought me into the gym, and that one act of kindness of him bringing me to the gym turned my whole life around. In that act of kindness, I don't want to sound like I've done this and that, but it's true. I've changed and turned around hundreds of.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to amount hundreds of, I won't say thousands, but hundreds of people's lives because of what it's done to me. And I want to give that and let the kids have a definiteness of purpose. We all need a purpose. If we haven't got a purpose, we'll blow around like a leaf in the wind with no direction, right? We need stability. We need like a tree that flexes in the wind and stays still. For a leaf, we get from place to place with no direction. You have to set goals. I don't really mean to say to you, but everybody should have a vision board and a dream board. Look at it every day, visualize it, manifest it. And you don't care about the universe. It's not your responsibility. The universe will come to you and it'll bring all your stuff to you. Because as I said, attention goes where energy flows. What the mind can conceive and believe, the mind will achieve it. It all comes through manifestation. And this is what kids need to learn in school.
If someone's considering going into the gym, they're a little bit nervous, a bit scared, what advice would you have for them?
Susan Jeffers wrote a book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Fear, false evidence appearing real. That's what it stands for. I would, maybe bring someone with you. Within my experience in boxing gyms, they can some can be intimidating, obviously Ringtone Boxing Gym, we all come in with open arms and hugs, and but then I only decide who I want in my gym. Like if you're not kind of the right kind of person, I won't allow you in, you know, because I don't want to, one bad apple ruins the bunch, as they say, you know. We can change people. Well, you can't change people. You can take a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink it, right? But we can direct people, give them direction. But I think my advice would be just bite on the gum shield and do it. Just go down there. I would say a risk is not taking a risk. So that what I'm trying to say is, if you don't take a risk, you're taking a risk. In other words, if you don't do it, it's more of a problem. It's more of a problem not to do it, if that makes sense. Just do it. Just go down there. What's the worst can happen? Just go in there and just smile, and you know, you'll get someone to look after you. Especially at Ringtone Boxing Gym, I can speak for me. Yeah. You know, like I said, some other gyms, you know, they can kind of feel a bit intimidating at first. You know, you walk in, you know, the old barn, the cowboy doors, and everyone puts the drink down, the music stops, they stare at you. Some of them can be like that. Even as a professional, sometimes my heart goes a little bit, but within 2 minutes, 5 minutes, you're saying hi to everyone, and we're all the same. We all bleed the same. When we go through them doors, we're all brotherhood, ladyhood, whatever, sisterhood. We all work together, and then whatever happens, if you need us outside the ring, we're a phone call away. Not just saying me, but that's the family. With, you know, maybe because I haven't got a family, I'm speaking for myself, but because, and some of these kids may not have a father figure, they may not have a mother figure, but they'll have a family figure in the gym, especially Ringtone Boxing Gym.
Brilliant, right? And then just last one, obviously you mentioned about your coaching and stuff like that. How does that make you feel when you see these kids thriving, when you see them with a smile on their face doing well? How does that make you feel personally?
How does that make me feel?
Yes.
I cry my eyes out like a baby, and it means synchronicity. They say, if you heard of synchronicity is like so-called coincidences. But I said, one of my quotes, there's no coincidence in synchronicity. It means I'm on the right track. It makes me in tears, because it's just, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing the right thing. And you know, I was that kid that was in bottom group at English, bottom group at maths, bottom group. How dare you put me in bottom? How dare you? You know, you didn't put me in top for winning judo's gold medals. I had an opportunity to play for Torquay United, could have played for Everton until my dad died. You know, like, you didn't put me in top group for running still district levels. You didn't put me in top group. You just, you know, then I found boxing. You know, you didn't put me in top group for that. But why put someone in bottom group? You know, it's degrading. You know, so I don't know. What was your question again? Yeah, so it's sorry?
How does it make you feel, like, so you see these kids thriving?
That's my wages. You know, 2 years of suffering, the pandemic and the struggle. When a kid says that to me, you can't. I'm get hairs on the back of my head. You can't. That's worth. No, there's no price on that. There's no price on that. I'm getting emotional now. There's no price on that. You know, a kid cuddles me and a real hug. So, Ben, you've turned my life around. You saved my life. And I'm like, stop. I'm going to cry now. Leave me alone.
Is there anything else you want to add?
My pleasure. Yeah. So lastly, I would say I'm fighting on, if you don't mind me plugging it a little bit, I'm fighting on the 26th of April. It's a gym show to save the business, support the business. There's a donation page. So we can, you know, if we don't pay off our debts and, you know, the bounce back loans, and we're a little bit behind in rent, we can't do what we do for the community, for the charities, and you know, the homeless. So if anyone would like to donate, would be grateful. It doesn't go to my pocket; it goes to regenerating the business, and you know, and continuing our journey to get the kids off the streets, be the voice for the voiceless, with the mental health of the people in bed. I can speak for them, and literally just do the best for the community, and just support, because we all work better as a team. If you break one match, it's easy. Try breaking a handful. It's a lot harder. We all work together.
It's right. It's right. Brilliant. Thanks for that, Ben, and best of luck on the 26th.
There's no luck in hard work, champ.